So this week we finish up our video series as well as our podcast series and blog post series on significance. And it doesn't mean I'm done talking about significance and being a coach of significance in people's in kids' lives, or just a leader of significance or a person of significance. That'll happen at various points throughout our time together. It's just that now this is the final episode where we'll devote ourselves to that concept in terms of in the series. So, and we wrap it up with the guy who it all started with. That's John Maxwell. If you remember way back, probably 3 or 4 months ago now, I started with the book Change Your World by John Maxwell and Rob Hoskins, and the concept of significance, how often it kept coming up in there, and how it was giving me signs that I needed to start moving on the project that I'd had in mind for quite some time, that turned into my new project, Slam Dunk Significance. And so that I launched about 2 months ago, just in its total infancy stage right now. I just wanted to get it out there because of the quotes you're going to hear today. Ironically enough, because I wanted to make sure that I didn't just sit on this idea and just sit on it and never do anything with it. I needed to take action. And so I did. And again, it's in its infancy stages. I haven't done anything with it other than launched it, like I said I would by the end of that book, by the end of the series on the book. And so I did that. And I've still been, meeting with people about the best way to build it. We're probably going to turn it into a nonprofit, because it just fits right in line with the nonprofit world. Well, then I've got a lot of learning to do about nonprofits, and got to meet with some legal people about it, my accountant about it. So just things like that, so it's in its total infancy stage. Until we get those types of elements worked out, then we can really kick it off and launch it in the way that we want it to go. But it's out there right now. You can go to slamdunksignificance.com and find out about it, and hopefully start to figure out the best way that you can join this mission to help us provide more kids the opportunity to have a great athletic experience. So today, the quotes that you're going to hear today from Maxwell fit right in line with this concept that there I was sitting on this idea for so long and needed to take action. And so we wrap up with what I think are two really, really good quotes about, for all of us, about the concept of being people of significance in others' lives, and how do you do that. So the first quote, and both of these quotes come from a book called Intentional Living by Maxwell. I have not read this one yet. I just ordered it, and did I have that delivered already? I think I have it on my Kindle. I'm trying to remember. I get various books, and I can't remember if that one came as a paperback or a Kindle, but I know I received it already. So I'm in the middle of a couple other books right now, and as soon as I finish one of those, that's the next book I'm going to go to, I think. So I have a stack of books over here that I've been wanting to read, some for years, some for months, that I got to continue to work my way through. But Intentional Living just kind of vaulted to the top of that list, probably. So anyway, so here's the two quotes. An unintentional life accepts everything and does nothing. An intentional life embraces only the things that will add to the mission of significance. So the first part here of the two quotes, these first parts are dealing with the concept of intentionality. If we're just unintentional, if we're just kind of wandering through and we're not focused on being intentional, we really will take in whatever comes our way, but we really don't do enough. We really don't do much. And boy, does that strike a chord with me, because as I continue to have different ideas come to me, or different things come to me, if I don't put up filters and say, no, this is what I'm focused on, it's so easy for those things to come into my life, but then I don't end up doing anything really all that significant. Okay. And so an intentional life embraces only the things that will add to the mission of significance. So think about what I'm doing right now with Slam Dunk Significance. I need to stop looking at other things that might be coming my way where, I could devote some time to that. I think I mentioned this in the podcast. I was just hired to be the boys head basketball coach at the high school in my town. And I'm excited about that. But that's going to take a lot of time. And I'm excited. I want to do that. Okay. But that's going to take a lot of time and a lot of my time now over the course of the next 6-8 months. Right. And so what that means is while I will focus a lot of my time on that basketball job and coaching my kids and prepping and all the things that go into being a head basketball coach, that means that all of my other time is going to be so much more compressed that I'm going to have to really pick and choose what I not only let in, but what I seek, what I go out and go do if I'm going to stay, how did he put it? If I'm going to embrace the things that will add to the mission of significance, to my mission of slam dunk significance. So if I really want that to happen, I'm going to have to pare down the other things that I do. It might actually, quite honestly, be this video. Maybe I'll stop doing these for a while. It might be I stop doing my blog posts. I've done that in the past where they just are taking too much time away from other things. I don't know that I'll stop the podcast. That's been going now for 179 episodes. I think I'll keep doing that no matter what. I think it's grown, but we'll see. So my point is I'm going to have to pare away some things if I want to focus A, on being the best basketball coach I can be, and B, focus on building slam dunk significance. Doesn't mean I won't write, doesn't mean I won't do things, doesn't mean I won't occasionally do videos, but there are some things I'm going to have to say no to in order to say more yeses to that. Okay. So that's a really important quote for me right now personally, but what about for you? And where in your life do you have to go, yeah, I'm probably spending way too much time unintentionally over here, letting those things take my time, as opposed to I want to focus here. And so I need to do that better. This has been my issue in so many ways for years. I've had either a word or multiple words for each year when I do my goals, and I've kept them the same the last 2 or 3 years. Focus, discipline, and determination, I think, is the third one. I know focus and discipline, they're the two that I really focus on, and yet I don't do it enough. I don't stay focused on the task at hand, whatever it is that I need. I allow too many outside things to come in and take up the time that could be devoted to what I'm really trying to do. So this is a really important quote for me, and I imagine for many of you, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And then we finish with the key to it all. Action is what converts human dreams into significance. So all this stuff I've talked about on significance since that book, so for the last 3 or 4 months, all of these concepts that I've talked about and changing your world and all that won't mean anything if I don't truly take action. I've taken the first step of action, and I'm proud of that. I set up the website page. I set up a GoFundMe page. I've set up what needs to get started, but I still, like I said, need to meet with a lawyer, need to meet with my accountant, need to start planning what are the best ways, and then move on it and start contacting people saying, here's what I'm trying to do. Would you like to join us and be a part of this? I've mentioned it at a few of the schools where I've spoken. I've talked a little bit about it. I didn't at this last one because I've spoken there for 6 years in a row in Gillette, Wyoming. So I didn't talk to you guys down there about slam dunk significance, because you guys are already bringing somebody to your schools to do this. I need to get this word out to those who need it, who don't have that money, that don't have that ability to bring people in to educate coaches on a regular basis. But you guys are, if any of you watching this from down there, you guys are totally, committed to that concept. So that's great. All right. Doesn't mean you wouldn't benefit from the concept. Maybe you would, but I didn't want to take time to talk to them about it I wanted to focus my time in the 3 hours I had with them on everything that I was there to speak about and work on with them. So again, it comes back to that concept, staying focused on what's going to be what you can intentionally do that will be most impactful, and then action. All the great ideas in the world won't matter if we don't take action. And that's what's going to convert this dream of mine, to create the opportunity to have more kids have better athletic experiences by bringing those with the means to financially help schools, leagues, teams get people in who can help educate, help teach their coaches and the athletes themselves and their parents on the best practices, the best ways to create the best possible athletic experience. That's what Slam Dunk Significance is going to be all about. Well, that's what I need to do. That's my dream of significance. I need to take action. And so do you. Whatever it is that you're finding in your life that you are wanting to impact and help others with, and really devote your time to, great. Find whatever that is. Find that passion. Find that thing that you feel will create significance in your life and in others. But then take action. And that's when it's going to be, that's when it really, the only way it's ever going to come to life. And then you're going to go, I am so glad I did that. I know at some point I'm going to turn around and go, why did I wait so long to do this? And that's what happens to us oftentimes, because we don't take the action. And so we live unintentionally as opposed to an intentional life, like he says, and then focus on taking action. All right. Love this idea, this whole concept of significance. I've really enjoyed doing this series on it. Next week, we'll move to something different, but we'll see. But I'm still, like I say, going to always be focusing on staying focused on being a coach of significance. As I said, I'm going to be the new head basketball coach at my community. I can't wait to take these ideas and these concepts that I've spoken about for years and written about for years to you. I can't wait to be applying them. And I've been doing that and coaching my middle school kids, but now I get to coach it at the highest level in high school. And I just can't wait to see what can we do with our high school program by really focusing on all of these concepts that I've been talking about now for, however many years it's been. And I did that years ago, as I started with proactive coaching, and started building my own things. I was doing that with my varsity teams in the past, but I've got another 7-8 years of experience since my last varsity experience that, I get to do it again. And I get to do the things that I've learned over these last few years. I get to do that much more. So looking forward to that, and looking forward to more things with you in the future in a totally different realm. So come back next week and we'll see what we have for you. All right. We'll talk to you then.